The substitute locked the classroom door and said, "Put your phones in the box. No one is leaving until I get answers." She walked in 5 minutes after the bell, didn't apologize for being late, and wrote Mrs. Thornton on the board without saying a word. Then she locked the classroom door, put a cardboard box on the front table, and just stood there staring at us. "Phones," she said, tapping the box. "Every single one." We all looked at each other like this was a joke, but her face said it wasn't. One by one, we dropped our phones in, and she put the box behind her chair where nobody could grab it. Then she sat down and didn't say anything for at least 30 seconds. Just looked at each of us like she was memorizing our faces. "Who was in this classroom yesterday at 3 p.m.? Silence. "School ends at 2:30. Nobody has any reason to be here an hour after that." A kid near the window said maybe she was thinking of a different room, and she shook her head slowly. "I'm not. Someone sitting here right now was in this exact classroom yesterday afternoon, and I can prove it." She pulled out a printed photo. The second she held it up, I heard someone whisper, "What the hell?" The photo showed this classroom completely destroyed. The whiteboard was covered in spray paint, slurs, and threats. The kind of stuff that gets you expelled and maybe arrested. Desks were overturned. Student projects that had been hanging on the walls were torn down and shredded. "This happened yesterday between 3 and 5 p.m., she said. "Security footage is useless because someone covered the cameras with tape. The janitor didn't find this until 6 a.m. She put the photo down. But here's what nobody counted on. Whoever did this took a selfie. You could feel the whole room tense up. She told us the photo got posted to a private Snapchat story. Someone screenshotted it. By last night, it had been forwarded through half a dozen group chats until it reached her. She didn't know who took the original picture, but she knew it was taken right here. Same whiteboard, same angle, same spray paint. One of us did this." Then the room turned on itself. Jasmine pointed at Stanley and said he was always sneaking around after school. Stanley said Jasmine got caught keying a teacher's car last year, so maybe she should shut up. Someone brought up how Destiny had failed Mrs. Salazar's class last semester. Marco said he saw 2 kids from this class near the back stairwell yesterday, but couldn't remember who. Suddenly everyone was accusing everyone. Old drama resurfaced. Grudges came out. Someone called Cody a racist, and he nearly threw a chair. The substitute just sat there watching. She had a notebook open and kept writing things down, her eyes moving from student to student. Every time someone made an accusation, she wrote something. She wasn't trying to calm anyone down. She was studying us. I probably wouldn't have noticed Garrett if he wasn't sitting right in front of me. He hadn't moved since this started, hadn't said anything. His hood was up, and his hands were jammed in his pockets, and he was staring at the corner of his desk like it held the answers to the universe. His leg was shaking so bad, I could feel it through the floor. His friend Eli leaned over and muttered, "Yo, you okay?" Nothing. Eli tried again. "Garrett, what's wrong with you?" Garrett's breathing got faster. Still didn't look up. The substitute's eyes drifted over to him. She stopped writing, just watched him for a long moment. Then she looked down at her notebook and circled something. Eli went pale. "Garrett," his voice was barely a whisper. "Yesterday at like 4 p.m., you texted me saying you were home playing Fortnite. But last night you told me you stayed after school for tutoring until 5. Garrett wouldn't look at him. So which one was the lie? Every single person turned to look at Garrett. The substitute stood up and walked toward him. The photo was taken right there. She pointed at the whiteboard. Spray paint still wet, and on the hands of whoever took it. She stopped next to his desk. They were wearing a gray